Hello, this is Vance here with Approved Mortgage. A lot of people that I talk to that from time to time, won't have very good credit. And I'm sending this out to you realtors because you can forward this to your buyers or would-be buyers in the future. And I'm going to keep this and send it out to people as I talk to them when their scores just simply aren't good enough. Um, First, let me just be clear. I'm not a credit repair person, just someone that understands credit. So more often when I talk to someone whose credit isn't where it needs to be to purchase, there's some simple things that need to be done in order to get the credit scores up. Usually the scores are low when they don't have enough trade lines needed for the repositories to return a good credit score. Repositories are Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, the three credit bureaus that we pull credit from to return to see what the scores are. Usually when the scores are low, it's just because they don't have trade lines or they've got collections and things of that nature. Credit repair companies will also tell people to dispute all the items, all their bad debt, and that's just not true. If you report or you dispute anything that's not a medical collection, we have to undispute it, and it usually brings your credit scores down. So the only thing you can dispute is medical collections. Just make that very clear. Now, if you're just paying your accounts late and your credit scores are affected by this, you simply have to start paying them on time and just wait and your scores will go up. Now, if you like most people and you've got low or no scores because of trade lines like we talked about, I recommend getting 3 credit cards. And 3 credit cards is because you want the amount of credit that's reporting to be more than 1. Obviously, if you can only do one, and then do 2, and then make it 3. But 3 is a perfect world. And I recommend credit cards because they're easier to control than big consumer debt like car loans, and I'll explain. If you get a credit card with a $300 limit and you max it out, it's pretty easy to pay down that $300 to, get the variation from your high credit to what your balance is. So if I said pay down that $300 credit card to $50, it's easier to pay down $250. And obviously, if you went out and bought a new car for $15,000, it's much harder to pay this down to, let's say, 50%, for example. Meaning that you're going to get better credit scores when you have a credit card that you don't have maxed out. But if it is maxed out, again, it's easy to fix that problem if it's a smaller account. Hope that makes sense. Now, in collections, as I said, the only one that you can dispute are medical. And yes, I do recommend disputing the medical collections. I'll tell you how. I'll give you the addresses and the format of how to do that. And it's simple, just mailing letters off, but it will increase the scores a little bit. Okay, now, the easiest way to get a credit score moving right away would be to go to a family member and ask them to add you as an authorized user. Now, when they do this, they don't have to issue you a credit card. So it's not like your parents or your brother or your uncle is going to give you carte blanche and you can go out and ruin their credit by buying stuff. So when you call and ask them this, you're simply just wanting to be added as an authorized user. You don't want a credit card from them. You simply, let me back up a second. What's going to happen is once they add you as an authorized user, the next time they report, meaning whatever the credit card is, reports to the bureaus, they're going to report the good payment history on that account from your family member to your social. And it will bring your scores up overnight. I've seen people with no credit score have a 700 in 45 days. But they typically report between the 1st and the 15th. So if you're doing this on the 20th or the 15th or the 10th of the month, it's probably not going to be until the following month that credit card will report the information. Now, obviously, hopefully this goes without saying, but if your family member's paying their credit card late, you don't want to be on that credit card as an authorized user, because whatever that history is, you're going to get on your credit report. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, if you don't have this as an option, you can always get what's called a secured credit card. This is you simply giving the bank $300 of your money. They put it into an account. They typically will pay you interest on it, but you can't get the money out because they're going to issue you a credit card for a $300 limit. In this example, you're going to pay interest charges, late fees, etc. Now, doing it this way takes longer because it's got to report for approximately 6 months for it to make a difference on your credit report. Now, I've seen it, go a little bit sooner than that. The scores will pop up, but typically it takes 6 months. And 6 months is not a long period of time. As you get older, you'll see this. 6 months goes by in a blink. You can ask your bank if they do this, but I know Fifth Third Bank does do this. I'm recommending a lady here. Her name is Janine. Her phone number and her email. Capital One also does this. You just would go and search Capital One secured credit cards. You can apply right there. They will allow you to put in your bank account number, routing number, and you can deposit the $300 right online, and they will issue the credit card. I know people have done this in the past, and it does work. But again, it takes about 6 months. Disputing the collections, here are the addresses for Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. You simply want to write a letter, put the Equifax address on the letter. Next thing you want to put down is your full legal name, your date of birth, your social security number, and then obviously down in the body of the letter, type out the name of the collection, the date of the collection would be good, and just put on there that you're simply disputing the fact that you owe these charges to this medical collection. Finally, put your name at the bottom of it and sign it and mail it off to the repositories. Obviously, Equifax send them only a letter, for those collections on Equifax, and then obviously a different letter to Experian, and then a different letter to TransUnion, and this will work, and that's the way it's done. Hopefully, this makes sense to everybody. I've been doing this for years. I've had some credit problems in my past, and I've done exactly this, and my scores are good. I've helped many, many people doing this. You don't need to hire a credit repair company. I don't even believe in that, to be honest with you. It's just as simple as this. Good luck, and I hope to be doing a loan for you soon. Bye.